Hello and welcome back to another video on Fallout 76. Now this isn't a review video or an overview video or anything like that because I'm generally waiting for them to fix a few issues so I can see how they're actually going to handle any kind of problems with the game going forwards, but currently they've been pretty damn silent. So this video is about what I want to see happen in the game. Now some of this stuff has been talked about by Bethesda before it actually launched, but none of that has actually happened, so I might as well just talk about it a little bit more here. So the first thing on the list is of course the stash limit. The stash limit is 400, which seems like a lot when you're first starting out. Perhaps you stored in a little bit of scrap, some guns, and you think, hey, this isn't going to fill up for a long time. It's when you get to around level 20, level 30, does the stash box begin to fill up a lot more because of all the scrap. It starts getting to the point where you have basically nothing but scrap in your stash, which is becoming more and more of an issue the higher up you go because the game itself is encouraging you to loot everything, break it all down, turn it into scrap, use that scrap to do things like crafting new armors, crafting new weapons, crafting mods, repairing armors, building a little base and all that, but it's actively punishing you for playing like that. It wants you to play like that, but it doesn't at the same time. They really need to either remove the limit of the stash or increase it by a large amount. Now I would say doubling the stash limit would probably be okay as a band-aid fix, but then again, an average piece of armor maybe weighs about 40, 30, so it does fill up exceptionally fast. So even if they did double the space, it's still going to be problematic for the long run, but it would still work for a short-term solution. So next up on the list is having pacifist mode disable PvP completely. In its current state on the servers, all it does is prevent you from damaging other players, which is very useful, especially if you're using explosives, incendiary, or even shotguns while near other players, because you don't want to accidentally hit them, and then they accidentally hit you, and now you're doing full damage against each other, but you don't want to. It can be a little bit awkward, but having it turned off, it does help in that situation, but still being able to be attacked by other players randomly does kind of move away from the whole enjoyment of the game for me. Now I know people may not agree with me on that, but for me there's nothing worse than being over encumbered due to the stash limit. You're having a bunch of scrap on you they've just collected up, and then having another player who is doing the slap damage because you haven't attacked them back, but they can still be very determined to kill you. You can't get away because there's enemies nearby, and they'll just kill you and take your stuff. It's just not fun. So having a way to protect yourself completely, I think, would be a great way forwards. Yes, you can still disable pacifist mode if you want to have full-on PvP. Perhaps they can do that, maybe get rid of the slap damage if you turn off pacifist mode. That is something I would love to see. It'd make a lot more peace of mind when you're out and about. People would be, I think, a lot more friendly. The general community itself is still very friendly to each other, even with this whole system in place currently, but I think a lot more people would be encouraged to play with each other if they know that your friend that you're just with isn't going to turn around and shoot you in the back at any point. So third on the list of things that I personally would like to see is basically about the whole camp system. So with the camp system, if you set up, say, in a random place around the map, and then you exit the game, and then you rejoin a new server, there's a chance that if another player is built in your area, that your base will be packed up and you'll need to find somewhere else to go, which can be very annoying if you don't have a blueprint saved. And what I would like to see is some way of letting you know that there's a player there with a base in your area, so your base will be picked up, and to allow you to choose a new server where there isn't another base in that current location, so you can just load in and have your base where it is. Yes, this can be a little bit of an issue if you say were to join a friend's game and that friend's on the server where someone else has taken your spot, but it would be nice to have some kind of warning letting you know you're going to join a server that has a base in your area and your base is going to be packed up, and giving you the opportunity of backing out and finding a new server where you can plop down your base. Because sometimes you build a nice extravagant little camp and you forget to take a blueprint, you log out for the day, log in the next day and it's been packed up and you have to try and rebuild it all, which is just a waste of time. So next thing on the list, which probably should have came after the whole stash section of this video, is weight adjustment on items. The game itself is encouraging you to use multiple different weapons as you level up, so you want to have a nice stash of basically everything, but the only problem is having a nice selection of loads of ammo, especially having a healthy amount of ammo, is just going to keep weighing you down and becomes more and more of an issue where you just basically have maybe 1 or 2 guns on you, you have your set of armor, you have a small selection of chems and food and drink on you, and all the rest of the weight is your ammunition. Yes, things like missiles and that you probably don't need, although they are fun to use, but it's like the 308 rounds. I have so much of that stuff, but I don't want to drop it because I can't sell it to vendors, and I can't stash it in my stash because that's currently full of scrap. So what can I do with it? It seems like a little bit of a problem, because if I got rid of all my 308 rounds, which is a hell of a lot because I've been killing a lot of super mutants lately, it just seems like a complete waste, but it would fix my weight problem, so that probably needs to be rebalanced or simply removed, which would be nice. And last but not least, it's something that you really won't see in game itself, but that's more clear communication from Bethesda. Okay, yeah, we get it. The game didn't really hit all the check marks that they were probably expecting, and the price has been plummeting, but they've been very quiet lately. Very, very quiet. Outside that little initial thing of, we're going to have a maintenance here, we're not going to tell you anything that's happened during the maintenance. It's just been, where are the changes? There's plenty of exploits on there, duplication, unlimited experience and all that, which is quite rampant in game. And there are of course the glaring issues of weight and all that, bugged out power armor, enemies being invisible but still able to attack you, falling through the map. Lots of different issues with the game, but it's just been silenced from Bethesda. What I personally would like to see is what some people have been asking for, is at least some kind of communication every now and again, like once every week or 2 would be nice enough, just to know that they're actually going to continue on with the game. Because with the current silence, it seems like they just basically dropped the game itself, like just done a runner. I know they haven't done that, but that's personally how I'm feeling, because it's like some of the issues that have been in beta should have been resolved before it launched, and Bethesda hasn't said anything about those issues, just that we're going to have some patches throughout November and December which will probably do this, this and this, but there hasn't been anything else from them. So I'd like to see some more clear communication about what's going on with the development of this game. What are they going to be adding? What are they going to be fixing? Are they aware of some of the issues on the servers? Are they going to have any kind of punishment for people abusing bugs and stuff? It's just been a little bit of a, well, sticky situation. But anyway, that's what I want to see happen with this game. If you have any different opinions, let me know. Try and refrain from shit posting about, this game shit and all that, because I'll probably just end up removing those comments from the actual comment section. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.